Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T, and welcome to Monster Madness Month. All games with monster in the title. Now, you already know which game we're playing today. It is the title, so let's not waste any time. Let's check it out. I wasn't very familiar with the Monsters in My Pocket toy line. The toys I thought were Monsters in My Pocket, I can't even remember the name of, or find online. They were little monster figures on skateboards, kind of micro monsters, or anyways. So, I later learned of this game back in 2014-15 when I started to learn of all the NES library I missed, and seeing as how this game carried the lauded Konami label, I expect to find quality here. So let's check it out. Did no one else think a toy line called Monster in My Pocket was a little much? No? Guess it's just me.
There's a lot of games out there, some of which you've never even heard of. That's where I come in. I'm Lucious T. I've been playing games since the age of 2, and I have no life. This is retroactive.
Monster in My Pocket is a side-scrolling action platformer with a beat-em-up feel since your main attack is a power punch. You can play as either Frankenstein or Dracula. I mean monster or vampire. Yeah, not infringing at all here. Well, Lucius, you probably don't know this, but Frankenstein is actually the scientist Dr. Frankenstein, while his creation is actually called the monster, or the creature in the Hammer films. Thanks, James Rolfe. Wow, what a compliment, thank you. And while Dracula may be the predominant vampire, any vampire can look like this. If anything, he looks more like the vampire from the Munsters, or Nosferatu. I thought you said we don't do movie reviews here. No, you don't do movie reviews. I can do anything I want. Which reminds me, I need to go return my rental down to Cinemassacre Video. See you later. You play as either the monster or the vampire. They have identical movesets, though I think the vampire had a little quicker punch, whereas the monster had a little bit more stopping power. At least it felt that way as I got hit by the dinosaurs when I was vampire and not when I was the monster. Now the monster is all blue while vampire is all red, and apparently you can play the whole game co-op too, which is super cool. Sadly, I didn't for this video. Now the game is broken into 6 stages with a pseudo mid-credits 7th stage. It's really just a boss fight. Now you get 3 lives to start and earn a new life after you earn 500 points. And then I think you earn another life with each successive 2,000 points. Now the game also generously gives you a few continues if you lose all your lives. And each level is broken down into 2 sections and then a boss fight. Except for stage 6, which has the obligatory boss rush mode built in. Surprisingly, this game is very easy. I beat it my first go-round with the monster, only continuing a few times, and then I beat it with the vampire on 1 credit. All of which took about 30 minutes per playthrough. The bosses have a very simple pattern and are only dangerous if you get impatient. The final boss does add a jump in difficulty, but even he had a pretty easy workaround. I really don't mind it being a relaxing game though, as most Konami games of the time make you cry home to mommy. I believe they were trying to target kids with this game. It is based on a toy line after all, and therefore they made it easy for them to play. Almost all enemies die in 1 to 2 hits, and the platforming is pretty forgiving for the most part, with most stages having optional pathways you can take and few death pits. There's also a super-powered screw and key that is not for unlocking anything, it's just an easy way to kill stuff and it never despawns. Now bear in mind, I am a seasoned NES player. There are still several sections that could trip up most people if they don't know what they're doing, especially the section leading up to the stage 4 boss. Now the levels are very true to toys. You are fighting through kitchens, backyards, and other real-life areas on your way to defeating the evil warlock. This is a great kickback NES game to play with your kids or with your friend who is bad at games. I only wish I could have tried the co-op. Time for some Lucious metrics. Game design. Forgiving. I almost think Konami was intentionally trying to stop themselves from making the game too hard. Multiple lives, multiple continues, health bar, respawning from where you died. This game is designed to be beat and wants the player to do that with little frustration. And I commend it for that. That is very different from most NES games back in the day. Playability. Beginner's game. It's a great entry-level NES game and provides some modest mechanics training to new players. Just don't expect to be good at other games, even if you crush this one. Enemies attack in consistent patterns, like the birds that once you get it down can always be avoided. Bosses have the same 1 to 3 moves. Thanks to the verticality of some levels, you can even jump large sections of the level. And did I mention there is a double jump? All contribute to make for an easy but fun experience. Cost of entry. What are you expecting? Copies run about $40 right now. Like I said, this is a short and simple game. For veterans of the NES, I can see a lot of people being disappointed with such a short and easy experience. So I'd say this depends on what you are looking for from this game. A pelt on the wall, this is not. A nice chill game to try and speedrun or play with kids and inexperienced gamers, this is. For me, I'd say pick it up as I like versatility in my collection. Storytelling. They tried. I have no idea what the story was other than the monster and vampire are watching TV and Warlock says, "I'm gonna take over the world." Then they run out to crush him. Maybe the cartoon fleshes it out or the toys themselves, but hey, they tried, and I'm pretty easy on NES games when it comes to story. Monster in My Pocket is the perfect game to introduce your kids to. It's just not something that's going to take up very much of your time. Still, it has solid mechanics and is a lot of fun to play, just don't expect it to be living in your NES for very long. Still, for someone looking for an underappreciated Konami experience, there's a lot to love here. Taking all that into account from the perspective of a binge-playing game finisher, I give this my Lucious T recommendation of beat it. And there you have it. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you for joining me. Yes, a beat it because it's so easy to beat that playing it pretty much is beating it. So definitely beat it and let me know what you think. I enjoyed this game. Even if it was simple, sometimes you just need an easy game to play. And it's co-op too, which hell, why not? That's awesome. I should have played it with Jen. So anyways, guys, let me know what you thought of Monster in My Pocket. And for next week, we're going to be having a good old party. It's going to be great. It's going to be everyone, a real monster mash. Yeah. So anyways, as a reminder, I release a new video every Tuesday. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you like these videos, and also hit that notification bell so you actually see them. And once again, it's been so nice getting a hold of you. Take care.